I think the biggest change for myself is I'm a very kind of touchy-feely person. So I love giving people high fives and hugs and those one-on-one social interactions. And so when, I found out about, mask policy and everything like that, I was just like, oh man, like I can't be, with these people like how I usually would be. And especially from like professor standpoint, I love going in to talk with professors to get that one-on-one time. And so to do that over Zoom, it's kind of the same, but it's kind of not. Being in there in person, having that physical presence is super huge for me. And so getting used to a virtual presence has been the biggest routine change for me, being in my apartment more than I am on campus.
And I really feel for the freshmen this year because it's hard to even, you come in not knowing anyone and you can't even have people smile at you because of the mask, but there's still that Midwest friendly all the time anyway without it.
I would say the biggest change for myself would be just interacting with people and other students inside of, student union, inside of Starbucks, inside of Einstein's Bagels, because I'm a very social butterfly. So I like to go and talk to anybody that I know when I'm inside these restaurants, just spending time, just catching up with friends, even if it was a, really informal meeting. So spending time off campus, finding those times when we can reconnect over Zoom, over FaceTime has been great, but it's definitely been a bit of a transition.
The biggest thing I lost was I was a community assistant in Young Hall last year. When COVID-19 hit, I was on a mission trip coming back, and I never got to say goodbye to all of my residents. I had really close friendships with so many of the guys, and so I never got to kind of leave on that note of, goodbye, like reach out if you want something. And so, just kind of that kind of end of the year it's kind of a downer in that way.
I was supposed to have an internship from January to May, but then when COVID hit in March, I started working remotely. And then during all of the stressful times in this office, they weren't able to find another intern to come in when my internship was supposed to be over. So they asked me to stay on board for a couple extra months. So because of COVID, I was able to continue my internship for 2 more months. And I was also working in constituent services. So I was working with families in South Dakotans. I'm trying to help them navigate unemployment and COVID regulations and what it all meant to be living in a COVID world.
We had Feeding South Dakota trucks come to my hometown in Wagner, and they would have a contactless drop off for any family that needed it. And they would come on a weekly or monthly basis and make sure that people had everything they needed to take care of their family, even in the hard time. Maybe they were laid off or whatever it might be, but it was definitely a good resource.
I've lived in Brookings over the summer, and so the church I attend, they set up funds to help people, which I thought was just so amazing. Like if somebody needed some groceries, they would, call somebody, ask somebody to go and, provide those. And that was fulfilled. That was the coolest thing for me is, even in this time of financial hardship, there was people who were, putting it on the line and really, really sacrificing to help other families, meet bills, meet deadlines, take care of children. So I thought that was just a really, really amazing.
Everybody started going online for both high school and, post-secondary school. We heard a lot about how students were being lost and they weren't connecting with their teachers after that. And in my own experience, I had 2 professors that would reach out weekly to me, make sure that everything was going smoothly, not only in my academics, but in my personal life, just making sure that I was, adjusting and finding time for myself while trying to work remotely.
I was gonna say another one that really stands out to me is just my mom, or I guess my family, who reached out to me through this because my 2 brothers were also in college. And so, we kind of connected with each other more because we could relate to what was happening better. And my mom too, was just like, hey, do you need this? Do you want that? And I'm like, Mom, I'm an independent adult here. I'm not gonna say no, but I don't want to say yes. And so, my family reaching out, and I think for a lot of people, families just really, really coming together, maybe from afar or maybe really close, was just so important. And so, I don't know, it was just so vital.
It has definitely been an unexpected blessing. I've been so impressed in how we've changed all the negativity into a positive in some way.
Looking back at where humanity has come from, there was challenges then with plagues, with the Great Depression. There was just these awful, awful times, but look what happened afterwards. like humanity overcame all of these times, so we can learn from history and look towards the future. Instead of focusing in on this time, we can look and be hopeful.
No one knows what tomorrow's going to look like, or next week, or next month. But at the end of the day, we all have to kind of band together, and because we are in this together, and through unity, we'll be able to overcome any challenge.
During this time of change, we have two options. We can either react to the situation out of compulsion and kind of like an exploding scenario, or we can choose to respond out of love and compassion for people.